Oh, hello. I'm popping in. I always say this to just popping in real quick, and then like 45 minutes later, I'm still crapping on and preaching. But today I was on my way back from the shop, and I was just in my little bubble doing my, maintaining my frequency, reframing my thoughts, thinking good things, all that good stuff. And I have been aware over the last few days/weeks, I've had an increasing awareness around a lot of deconditioning that I've been doing for myself. Hey Joe, hey Georgia, nice to see you ladies. I've had a lot of conditioning around people perceiving me as like a powerhouse and like a badass and, all this kind of stuff. And these things are true. What is also true is that I am actually highly sensitive. And I don't just mean sensitive as in how it's kind of been bastardized and like used against us. I don't mean sensitive like say something and I cry at the drop of a hat. I mean sensitive as in I feel often like a spider sitting in the center of an energetic web. And I can feel everything like golden threads. I've often talked about this on live streams before. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this. And I've always known that I'm very intuitive and, all of those things. I feel like we live in parallel realities. Same. I already know what you're going to say. Lady V. Hey, girl. I was thinking actually how many synchronicities there are when I see you posting things. I'm like, oh, hello. But what I've noticed is the more I honor my two line in human design, the hermit, and the more I honor, I've had to do a lot of detoxing of concepts and beliefs and past, what people have praised me for in the past, and like hanging my hook on needing to be that thing. And it was, some of it was vaguely conscious. I kind of knew I was doing a little bit of it, and then much deeper levels of protection around, needing to be strong, needing to be fierce, needing to be like this lioness. And again, all of these things are still very true for me, but they're not all that I am. And strength and power don't come from pushing. They come from sinking deeper into our unique essence and really embodying that and allowing ourselves to, I want to say shut out, but I don't mean that means cutting ourselves off from the world. It actually means that we're penetrating even more deeply into our connection with things and with frequencies in the universe and the messages from the universe and all that good stuff, and with our soul tribe, right? But what I mean is shutting out and like fucking off the distractions. I am more careful about what I watch on TV, about what music I listen to, about the people I spend my time with, and the conversations that I allow to be had in my life. There's just a lot of things that have shifted for me over the last few months. And I want to begin to share these things with you because today I realize that I'm coming into a place of integration with them. And as a 6 line in human design, part of my gift and part of what I'm here for on the planet is to learn the things, to embody the things, and then to teach. So the transmission that I will be offering, the new paradigm of power, I have put a link above. There are 3 payment plans. You can pay in full. It's 111. You can pay in 2 payments or 3 payments. It's entirely up to you, whatever is going to work for you and your circumstances. This is really for people who are visionaries, really highly sensitive, intuitive people who have an incredibly soft, knowing heart that just really wants to love and be loved. But maybe you've grown layers of protection around your ability to do that. This will have an impact on how you receive love and relationships, in romantic relationships, in friendships, with clients, with mentors. It will also have an impact on your money. It will have an impact on your weight, on your fitness. And I was actually saying to my Muay Thai instructor the other day, or my trainer, I've spent the last, say, 3 weeks getting really, really selfish, to the point where, oh, goosebumps, to the point where it's actually been quite an edge for me because I didn't realize how much I was giving until I forbade myself to give, in a way. A coach of mine that I was working with at the time said to me, what about if you just don't give for like a week and just notice where you have been giving, where my energy has just been kind of leaking. And I initially, when she said that, I was like, whoa, I don't know who I am if I'm not giving. And that in itself was quite an epiphany. So the last 3 weeks, I've really been journeying that, being more selfish, being more focused on, the people who come to me and pay me to work with me one-to-one invest at a significant level. And the reason that I feel completely fucking okay with charging what I do and, receiving investment at that level is because I know that I put my frequency above and beyond everything else. And so when I do that, you're not getting a half-assed fucking session. You're not getting a session from someone who isn't charging what they're worth and therefore is burnt the fuck out trying to make ends meet. You are receiving a session from someone who knows their worth, who knows their value, and who knows your worth and your value. And I show the fuck up for that. And that is why my clients get such massive transformation in such a short space of time, because I'm not here to fucking hold people's hands for 6 months and incrementally grow. I'm here for the people who are ready, who know when they step into a container with me, shit is going to get real, shit is going to change, shit's going to get a whole lot better for them, and they're ready. But they don't feel they can go to that next step on their own. They need just that little bit of a nudge, that support, that fire under their ass, that fucking cheerleader in the background. And in order for me to perform at the level that I require from myself for my clients, I need to be at 100. I can't be showing up flaked out like a fucking husk, worrying where the next penny is going to come from. How am I going to pay my bills? Blah, blah. That to me, that frequency, when people are doing any kind of healing or energy work for people, that translates in the energy for me. And I'm not saying you have to charge lots of money for your work. What I'm saying is, if you're not actively looking after your frequency first and you're an energy worker or a mindset, or even if you're a performer or an artist and you're putting your essence on the page or your essence out into the world in some way, if you're not taking full responsibility for nurturing your frequency, you're missing a trick, and you're probably fucking exhausted and really emotional quite a lot of the time. So let me just have a look at some of these. Vibe is key. Hey, Michelle. I love it. Yes. So with all of this being said, I have realized that part of what makes me so good at what I do is the fact that I look after my frequency, that I have really solid boundaries around what I allow in and what I give. I'm getting a lot better and have been practicing being selfish, making sure that my needs come first, practicing no and all of that good stuff, really asking for what I need. I've also been spending more time taking care of myself, and sometimes that looks like doing meal prep. And something that meal prep has taught me is that it takes time to go to the shop, to plan the meals, to find the recipes, to plan the meals, to go to the shop, to find the ingredients, to organize myself, to make sure there's enough room in the freezer, in the fridge for all the shit I'm going to bake and all the stuff I'm going to make. And then to actually do the goddamn cooking and the portioning and all of that stuff, right? This takes quite a lot of time. I know it saves time in the end, but the batch cooking, it takes frickin' time. And I wasn't doing it because I was thinking that self-care looked like sitting in front of Netflix or just not doing anything or scrolling on my phone or noodling about in the back end of my business. And I was still doing and expending way more energy, time, and focus on things that didn't matter than I really needed to. And when I've been grounding into what I really want from my life and the person that I really desire to be showing up as for myself, for my clients, for my friends, for my family, for, you know, my boyfriend, for my dog, for whoever. Who do I, and, you know, mainly for myself, who do I want to be showing up for as my, you know, for me, who do I want to be showing up as in this world? It's going to be me that's lying on my deathbed looking back over what I've created, no one else. Who do I want to have been? And how does that person take care of themselves? And at this current moment, I'm not in a position where I have a private chef, but one day I fucking will, let me tell you. But for now, whilst I'm doing my own meal prep, hashtag goals. It's really important for me to be doing that, because what that has a knock-on effect. And I know this is so simple, I know, but it's so potent. And if we're not actually doing the simple foundational things to take care of ourselves, and when we're not putting those simple things in place to really allow us to grow into who we know we're meant to be on this planet, then we're basically fucking ourselves. You know, we're creating a story that we're not really worth being taken care of. We're not worth being supported. We don't deserve it. Not on my watch. So what we're going to be talking about in the new paradigm of power is this idea that as highly sensitive, intuitive, creative, visionary people, we need a lot of time on our own. We need a lot of time to be doing things that are nourishing us, that are allowing us to anchor into who we are, that allow us to sit in the center of that web and feel. We need to give ourselves full permission to detox the energies, beliefs, emotions, the stories, the trauma that we have stored in our bodies, not just for ourselves, but for the people in our lives and for our ancestors, the things that we've carried through timelines. It's time for us to let all of that shit go and to really be the full embodiment of the person that we came to be in this lifetime. So if this sounds appealing to you, if this is plucking at your spiderweb strings and you know that you need this in your life, it's going to be fucking magical. I'm going to show you how you can be pure fucking fire and power without burning yourself out. I'm going to show you how you can be that contradiction, how you can be seemingly everywhere online, how your energy can become so potent and rich and magnetic that you have to do less. And in doing less, you are being and becoming and enriching yourself to the point where when you put one thing out on the internet, it has more of a ripple effect than if you posted fucking 10. Or when you have one interview or one audition or you create one piece of artwork, it packs more of a punch because you are bringing all of you to all of those exchanges and interactions. Not just some half-assed, I think I've got to be here because this is what society has told me that I'm meant to do. No, not on my fucking watch. So, I hope I will see you in there. The deal is there are going to be 2 parts to this masterclass. I imagine one part will be some kind of clearing work, energy work, transmission type vibe that's going to help us actually integrate. And the first piece is going to be just a transmission of the learnings that I have received, the messages, the fucking codes that I have received over the last few weeks, months. In fact, this has really been brewing for a good 18 months now. When I look back, I can pretty much see when it started, when I went through the womb spiral, and then when I went to write my second book, which never happened because I basically melted. Oh, Sophie, you're gonna want to go back and watch this. You're gonna want this one, baby. So I'm nearly done. Give me 2 minutes and then you can go back and watch it because it's fire. I feel you in there. But it's going to be 2 transmissions, one of which will be clearing, one of which will be a transmission of all the learnings, all the teachings, the coding, all of the things that I have learned and received in my time journeying this. Because in my mind, that's what I'm here for. I journey these things, I learn them, I integrate them into my life. And then my final piece of integrating before I move into my next level is to teach what I have learned. That is the final piece of locking in this coding for me, right? That's always the way it's worked for me. So I'm just owning and embodying that. And I'm going to be teaching and speaking into all the stuff that I've learned over the last 18 months how to really be the embodiment of power. And we hear a lot of talk in the coaching industry about the masculine, the feminine, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I guess probably what I'm talking more about is the feminine, but that word always makes me kind of go, because I'm, not one of these people who's going to talk about wombs and vaginas. I mean, I might, but that's not going to be my main focus. So if that's what you're looking for, maybe go somewhere else. I probably will talk about vaginas because I do say the word vagina quite a lot. But anyway, moving on. I have a very different way of teaching this stuff. And I think that's what was really lacking for me, was that there's so many people teaching on this stuff, and I've immersed myself in so many containers and I've learned so much from people. But the biggest message that I received was that the wisdom I needed to anchor all of this in my way was to retreat, to use my 2-line in human design, to hermit, and to let the pieces land that needed to land, and to let the other pieces detox from my system. To really understand, create, and embody this new paradigm of power. And that is what I'm very excited to teach on. So if you already know you need to be in there, the payment link is up above in the title, and there are 3 payment options to make it super available for everybody who wants to join. Yeah. That's it. That's me done. I hope I'll see you in there. If you've got any questions, then feel free to pop them in the comments underneath this live stream, and just make sure that you tag me so that I definitely see it. If you're watching this on YouTube, then again, just write a comment and I'll make sure that I come back and answer it for you. Can't wait to see you in there. Bye.